The first drill that I'm going to do is a karaoke drill, and what I need to do is stay very tall and upright. It's important to keep good body position, and then I'm going to move laterally with opening of my hips, so I get a lot of range of motion in my hips. Basically, you'll start at one end of the track, and you're going to move, I'm going to move sideways to the left, and you start with a foot behind, and you bring both legs over like this in a continual motion. The next drill that I'm going to do is a high knee drill, and it involves a skip. So the main idea is to try to recreate the position when you're running that is your like perfect running position, which is something like this but leaned slightly forward right there. And you got to capture it in midair. So what this drill allows you to do is by moving forward and lifting your knees up and skipping, you get to freeze your body frame into that perfect running position over and over again. All the same while your bottom leg is exploding off of the ground. So what that's doing is telling your body to be in perfect running position immediately following an explosion off the ground, which is what you need to do repeatedly when you're running fast. For this drill, I'm going to lift up each knee one at a time. I'll do that drill for about 25 meters on the track. The next drill I'm going to do is called a B-skip drill. And what it does is it extends the hamstrings and loosens them out in front of you while you start in the perfect running position, but then you extend it out. So to do this one, you start out the same in this position, but you do a kick out like that and pull it back. You pull back using your glute muscles. It's a real activating drill. One important thing to remember when doing a drill like this is you want to try to keep your eyes up and your head up, which is what you would do when you're running. It's always tempting to look down and see what your feet are doing to make sure you're doing it right. But as you work into it, you just always remind yourself to look up and look forward and look straight ahead. This drill helps performance by creating the explosion and bounce and spring off the ground, as well as activating your glute muscles when you pull your leg back underneath you repeatedly. The next drill I'm going to do is a butt kick. And so a lot of times you see people doing a butt kick where you're bringing your foot up to your butt, but it's behind you like this. Well, in reality, when you watch people running very quickly, their foot doesn't really go way back here. The faster you can get your heel to your butt here, the quicker it can come out here and land in front of you again. So that's what you're going to practice doing, is bringing it up underneath your butt, like that, with your knee up high. The next drill that I'm going to do involves quick feet. It involves a little bit of lateral motion as well as forward motion. And what this drill is going to do for me is really challenge my neuromuscular system to fire quickly, which is critical for developing your speed. So what I'm going to do is use this line in front of me on the track as my guide, and I'm going to move forward along it at a pretty slow pace forward, but very rapidly be moving side to side across the line in a foot pattern that in slow motion looks like this. Okay, and you want to get your gaze to be slightly ahead, maybe 10 feet in front of you. And your hands, you just want to keep your upper body and your core as tight as possible. That's a really critical thing for when you need to be fast and speedy on the track, is having your upper body tight and controlled so that your lower limbs and upper limbs can move in a relaxed fashion. The final drill I'm going to do is called a Russian dance, and this one is really good for activating your glutes, which is your main powerhouse for explosion. So what you're doing is you're basically going from your foot straight out in front of you to right underneath your body, which is using only that glute muscle to pull it back, and then you alternate forward like that. I like to just focus on the glute contraction.